Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, Tenacious Tribe. I always have the same thing. Have I gone live in the Tenacious Tribe? So I'm going to have to get somebody to check when I come on. Um, if you come on tonight, if you can tell me if I am in the tribe, that would be really, really helpful. Um, anyway, I am coming on and I just want to give a little bit of a caveat to this because my son is in the next room and he's poorly again, and so he's got horrible cough, and so you may hear him coughing. It's okay, he's all right. But if he does get very upset, of course I'm gonna have to go. But this I really wanted to. I wanted to do this during the day, but because he's not very well, I'm going to be home with him tomorrow when he would be at nursery. So I am going to talk to you now whilst I can. If you're coming on, say hey. Tell me who is here and how you're doing this evening, and if you're nice and cozy. I just wanted to just say again that if you are coming on, my little boy is probably going to cough, so he is okay. It's just that he's got a really, really bad cough. So hello Nicola and hello Jules, how are you doing this evening? Hope you're cool. Tell me how you're feeling today. How has your day been? Have you had a nice day? And beautiful Helen. Hey Helen, how are you doing? Hey lovely ladies, thanks so much for joining me. If you didn't hear that, my son is next door. He's got a horrible cough, and so I may need to go, but unfortunately his cough's making his reflux really bad, and so the nursery won't allow him to go to nursery tomorrow because they think he's got a sick bug when he hasn't. He's just got reflux, which is a bit frustrating, but hey, that's what we do as mums, don't we? We have to family first, and we have to just work around it, and that's why it's great to have your own business, because you can be flexible. Hey Helen, hey Angie, how you doing Angie? Lovely to see you. Hope you've had a lovely day. I'm not sure if we have any US. I know Angie, you're in Canada. I made that mistake before, didn't I? But happy Thanksgiving to anybody that's celebrating Thanksgiving today. So I'm going to start on this. I'm just going to talk about this because it's something that I wanted to share with you, because I have been talking quite a lot with ladies this week, over the last few weeks, about feeling scary and excited and what that means. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Hey Jodie. And what that actually means. And I want to kind of give a personal example of when I started to understand what that place between scary and exciting actually felt like, and how I was absolutely petrified of it before, and how since then I've realised that actually it's a great place to be. Thank you for the hearts and the likes. Now, if this resonates with you, do tell me. There he goes coughing. Do tell me as I go through. So I want to take you back to last Christmas. And last Christmas, so my husband moved out last October. So I had my son in July, and my husband moved out in October last year. And those months were very, very hard, with a newborn baby and a broken down marriage basically. And it was a very difficult time. But as Christmas started to approach, we were starting to explore counselling together. Can you hear my son? It's poor chap, Jodie. He's got a horrible cough. We were starting to go through counselling together, and going through that counselling together, we were still living apart, but going through that counselling together was really opening up the lines of communication for us, and it absolutely was a lifesaver for our marriage. But it was at this time that I still was feeling very unworthy of having any type of needs or things like that, and I didn't believe in myself at all. I didn't like myself, and so when my counsellor started talking to me about the fact that I was worthy of more than I was giving myself in life, or that I was believing that was possible for me in life, when he started to say that to me, glimmers started to start shining through. And then it wasn't until I actually decided to pursue some personal development myself that I started to believe that even more. So I had the counselling with my husband, but I really wanted to explore some things on my own. I felt like I needed to do that on my own because there was stuff I had to talk about on my own without my husband, because I felt there was really things that I needed to kind of work out. So that was when I met a lady called Katie Phillips. I think, you know, if you followed me for a while, you'll know that I actually went on her course, and it was having the conversation with her when she started to say, when I was talking about my worthiness in terms of money and things like that, she was like, but you're worth so much more than that. And I was like, what? What? And that was when, again, a glimmer of light started to sort of shine in and make me start to think about that type of thing in a different way. And when she was saying, well, tell me what you want out of your life, tell me, you know, if anything was possible, what would you be wanting? And I was being really very, very closed off and very, very small about it all because I didn't feel worthy. What you're saying here, Eva, you have emerged as a strong entrepreneurial woman from your awful experience. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It is a good time to reflect, you know, just because we're coming up to Christmas and how I was feeling last Christmas. And so these two people, the counsellor and Katie, saying these things and then starting to sort of encourage me to think wider, think bigger, started this journey. And it was I remember very clearly the first point when I felt scared and excited at the same time was when I made the investment in the course with her. And my husband and I had agreed on a budget for our own personal development, and I remember it was £500, and we said we won't spend any more than that on a personal development, you know, in terms of, you know, coaching or counselling or whatever it might be, individually. And I said this to Katie, and she said, so you're worth £500? Is that all you're saying, that you're only worth £500? And I was like, oh. And she said, when you were in your corporate role as an executive coach, what would you have charged as a day rate? And I thought, well, people that I was working with were charging £1,500. She said, right, so you might charge £1,500 for a corporate day rate, but you're not investing £500 in yourself. And when she said that to me, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, well, when you put it like that, that sounds a bit rubbish, really. So this started to crack open my beliefs around money and worthiness and all of this sort of stuff, right? And so when I invested in a course with her, that was when I started to feel excited and scary at the same time. And it was like, can I do this? It's money. I'm investing money in myself. Oh my God. Can I do this? Am I worthy of this? Yes, I'm going to do it. And I did it. And I felt really, really good. I was scared because I didn't know what would happen. I was scared about what I was going to find out about myself. I was scared about, you know, what happens if I don't find, what happens if my husband and I, you know, still break up, and, you know, what happens if nothing happens. But I went ahead and I did it, and it was the best thing I ever did, investing in that first course that I did. And I was a bit of a nerd. I was like a star student, you know. I turned up at every single course. I made all the notes. I did the homework because I was really invested in it working, because I paid money to do so. And because I'd paid money to do it, I showed up and I did it, and I was learning. And I was learning stuff. And when I started to understand that actually all the things I was thinking were just beliefs, they were just beliefs that I had. They were old stories that I was telling myself. They were old rubbish that wasn't true. That was when I started to feel worthy of actually having dreams and having wants and needs and investing in myself. Jodie, I felt scared and excited when I said yes to your program, but it was the right decision, hands down. Thank you, Jodie. I remember that moment. I remember when we had that discussion, and I remember feeling that excitement and that scariness. And it was like wasn't it, you know? But it was also a wonderful moment too. Hello, gorgeous Simon. How you doing? Hey, Steph. Hey, Wend. So that was the first moment. And you know, as the months sort of went on, so Christmas, I started this course, and then it was not long after that that I started to believe that my career was worth more, that actually I could launch a business that was different to the one I had, and that actually I could make a go of it. And I started to believe that it was possible. And I started to really, really think about this. And I remember it so much. I remember it over Christmas last year. I was buzzing. I was buzzing with ideas. Sorry, that's my son again, coughing. What is that? Christmas last year, I was buzzing with all these ideas because all of this awareness and these dreams started to open up, and these possibilities started to open up. And I started to think, well, what could be possible? What could happen? And that is when I started to do my research. And I became really quite obsessed with this. Now, I don't know if any of you can relate to this, right? But I started to research business coaches. Thanks for the hearts, everybody. Hey, Sophia, how you doing? I started to research business coaches. Now, I had only seen one up until then. And I didn't know about this world. I didn't know about this entrepreneurial coaching world, because if you remember, I don't know if you know, but my background is in corporate coaching. So it's very, very different, very, very more traditional coaching in terms of, you know, very much it's not a mentoring type role. It's a coaching role. It's a pure coaching role. So when I started to discover about all of these online business coaches, I was fascinated. And I started to see what they were charging. And I was like, what, really? These types of coaches in this type of world, not the corporate world, are charging this much money? What? And I'd started to do lots of research. And what I found was that there was a chain. There was a chain. So I found one coach, and I found who coached that coach, and then I found who coached that coach and that coach and that coach. And I started to go right up the chain. Hello, Angie, how you doing? And I was fascinated by this kind of this strange sort of chain of which coaches had coached coaches had coached coaches. And I looked into it, and I really did a load of research around who I wanted to help me, because I knew there was somebody. I knew that it had to be somebody that would need to help me to do this, to launch this business. I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I absolutely knew that for a fact. But by that time I felt worthy of it. And I believed that I was worthy of doing it and taking action. My husband, of course, we were just repairing our relationship, and he was like, what are you doing? Oh my God, Helen, slow down, calm down. Don't take on too much. You've still got a very young baby. You know, my baby was like 4 months old. You know, we're just patching things up, and you're doing this now. Calm down. My mum was like it. My whole family were like, what are you doing? Just, whoa. And I was like, no, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. So I spoke to quite a few coaches, and I picked a coach, and it really did, you know, feel right in terms of that coach helping me at that time. And I started in January, and I just started learning about what it was I needed to do. And it was at that moment, that moment as well, when I made that decision, to pay a decent wedge of money, you know, it wasn't cheap, in myself. And that was even more scary and exciting, because it was in that moment that I went, yes, that I felt, oh my God, is this going to work? Oh my God, you know, am I going to learn what I need to learn? Oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Oh my God, yes I am. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing, right? All of those feelings in one, bundled into one moment. And it was brilliant. And since then I've had many moments like that. And, you know, fast forward to recently, that moment when I got that phone call from Toby from TEDx saying, someone's dropped out, are you in? And then again, I had that moment where I was between scary and exciting, going, oh my God, hell yes, I'm going to do that, right? And so what I want to encourage you to do is get yourself in that place, because that's where you need to be. And you feeling like that is what you need to feel like, because that means you're living, right? That means that you're really living, and you're making decisions that are both of those things. You know, the brain can't determine between the two, between excitement and fear. Now, Josie will know more about this, and other people will know more about this than me. But I think I was talking the other night to someone, that the only difference is how you breathe, in terms of the brain perceiving excitement and fear. And so they're so closely linked, right? But it's there that you need to be. That is how you need to feel. That is what you need to be aiming for, absolutely. Because it's feeling that that makes you surge forward. And it's feeling that that makes you take action. And it's feeling that that makes you show up and do the work and know that you've invested in yourself. So you should feel scared and you should feel excited. Sorry, I've made a few notes here, because you absolutely should feel like that. And you know, that is what it's all about. So tell me, when have you felt like this? When have you felt like this? And if there was an opportunity for you to feel like this, what made you shy away from it? Or if there was the opportunity to feel like that, did you do it, and how did you feel afterwards? Because it's the feeling afterwards that's even better, because you look back and you say, I'm proud. I'm proud that I tapped into those feelings and went deeper than anything to do with, you know, material wealth and gain. Because if we think about your dreams and your vision about what you want, of course you want the nice car, of course you want the nice holidays, of course you want the material things, right? But are you really connected to those things in a really emotional way? Are you really, you know, if you put those things on your vision board, or if you put those things in your mind, are you emotionally connected to those? Or is it the deeper feeling? Because if you tap into those deeper feelings, that is what you're going to be proud of. That you are making a difference, that you are making an impact, that you are inspiring others, that you are helping other people with your message. If that is the feeling that you need to feel to actually do those things, then do it. Absolutely do it. I did it twice in the last 5 weeks and it felt amazing. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened, Angie. What happened to make you feel like that? Sophia, when I left corporate, I felt scared and excited. Yes, it's a thrilling combination of feelings, and that is living. That's living. It absolutely is living. I was muted to all of those types of feelings for such a long time. They were buried and they were muted and they were shut down in a box, and I didn't even want to feel like it. I just completely ignored those types of feelings. And so when I started to open up, when those two people said those things to me, it was like, whoa, I'm actually living now. I'm actually starting to live. I'm actually starting to be aware of the world. Poor little Edward, can you hear him? Scared and excited example. I suffered from severe vertigo for years and years and decided to overcome it and did a skydive. Wow, that's amazing, Helen. That's incredible. That is amazing. Well done. There you go. You know, just need to apply it now to my business. Yes, need to tap into that feeling. Poor little Ed. I might have to go in a minute. Oh, I have a presentation next Wednesday to 300 people and I'm so scared. It's a pitch, really. Oh yes, you were going to message me, weren't you, Chrissy? I know that we had to cancel, but if there's anything I can help with there, do let me know. Jodie, just accepted redundancy at work, feels scared about what is going to happen next, but also excited and alive. Yes, Jodie, a big decision, such a big decision, but so exciting about the future. And you know what? The part of that is that you're uncertain. It is that there's uncertainty, and as human beings we crave certainty. We crave certainty in everything because of safety, right? And so that's where that adrenaline comes from. It's the uncertainty. But you've also got to trust your gut and trust your instincts, and never underestimate the power of your instincts. Taking the decision to work with a coach outside of my company, right? Again, a big decision, right? Personal decision, emotional decision. And how do you feel now, Angie? So tell me how you're feeling now. Oh, I've been so busy with Christmas orders, I will message you. No worries. You know, If it's something that I can help with, do, but don't worry if not, Chrissy. I was asked to talk in September in Romania about health and fitness and loved every minute of it. Wow. So again, talking to a group of people, again, it's that sort of that social fear that we have around talking in front of a group. In between putting kids to bed, got you in my back pocket with earphones in, love listening to this. Oh, that's great, Steph. I'm with you on that bedtime routine. So that is what I want you guys to tap into, because it's a bloody brilliant place to be. And I say this from the other side, right? Coming up to a year on this journey that I've been on, a huge shift in my beliefs around, dreams and worthiness and aspirations and dreaming big. And I want to challenge you to say, are your dreams big enough? Are you really connected to the things you want on that vision board? I've been doing these dream casting sessions for people, and I had one the other night, a really great one, and the lady that I was talking to was saying, maybe they're not big enough for me. Maybe these dreams aren't. Maybe, I'm not that connected to the car or this or that. Maybe it is bigger. Maybe I do need to tap into the deeper feelings that are associated with this excited, scary feeling, because that's when you are going to feel really proud of yourself. Only just jumped on. Hey Helen, best decisions I've made, scared me so much and have been the most exciting and life-changing. I love to hear that, Anne-Louise. Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, that's the message that I have to give to you. I speak to so many amazing women, and some of them are exactly where I was, in terms of, though, being blocked by your beliefs, or not feeling worthy of having those dreams or wanting to take that step, and because of the unknown. And I totally understand that. And it's not just about, what I'm not saying here is about sort of investing in a coach. That might be something that you're thinking about, whether that be me or somebody else. That is a big decision, and that is an emotional decision, and it does mean you're taking one step towards this life, or this business, or this level that you're not sure what's going to happen and you don't know. So I absolutely recommend that you do your research. You do research if that feels good to you, in whatever it is, right? That you do trust your gut and your instincts, and listen to what that's saying. Listen to what that's saying to you, because I did in the end. I trusted in my instincts and what my gut was saying, and I wasn't wrong. I was right. And I had so many people along the way saying, don't do that. You launched one business. What, you want to launch another one? What happens if it fails? Be careful. All of this sort of stuff. Too much. Your child's too young. Your marriage is broken. All of this sort of stuff. I bloody did it anyway. And I'm so glad I did, because of where I am now, a year on. And so I really want just to give you that message. If that's a place where you're at the moment, where you think the next step is going to put you in that position where you're feeling scary and excited at the same time, I really encourage you to do it. I absolutely encourage you to do it. 100%, whatever it is, because you will feel so proud when you get to the other side. You absolutely will. And it's going to feel bloody amazing. And, off the back of my talk in October, poor old Edward, can you hear him? I'm just going to have to see him in a minute. I spoke to somebody yesterday. They'd seen on LinkedIn that I'd done this TEDx talk, and now they want me to talk at an event. Another event, not to as many people, but it's another opportunity for me to step up and feel that feeling again, because of course I'm gonna feel that feeling again. But I want to feel that feeling again. It feels a bit like, these people that jump off buildings, right? I'm never going to jump off a building. Like Helen, you were amazing to jump out of a plane, but it's that thrilling feeling that also makes you feel proud. So I'd love you to have a think about that today. You feel empowered. Great, Angie. Take that step, right? And I'll finish now, because I'm gonna see my boy, right? But if that is something that you've been thinking about, investing in a coach, if it is me or it's somebody else, it could be somebody else, right? Because it's such a personal thing. I totally get that. And that's why I absolutely respect anybody's decision to work with a coach, okay? But if you are thinking, I'm not sure, absolutely ask you to think about that, about how it's going to feel when you're taking those steps forward. Jodie said she felt that, and it was the best decision she made. I'm really, thank you for saying that, Jodie. But you know, I am excited. I'm excited and scared about the decisions I'm making about the future of my business. I'm taking it up to levels that are feeling quite over my head, but I want to do it because it feels scary and exciting, and I'm not sure of what's going to happen, but I'm doing it, right? And that is how I am approaching this program. The ladies that join, I am so investing everything I have into it, and I'm absolutely so respectful of the women that are making that decision, because it isn't an easy decision. So if you're on the fence, tomorrow the bonuses are going, the tribal bonuses are going, and there are obviously other bonuses, and there's all sorts of secret stuff that I haven't revealed. But if you are someone who's thinking, I'm just not sure, then think about that feeling and what you could achieve and where you could be this time next year. Just imagine that. And yay, you're looking forward to Dream Leaders too. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm so bloody excited about it. I am in it. I am going to be in the academy. I'm going to be learning on the journey with you. That's how I feel. Yes, I'm going to be leading it, but I'm also the student as well. Because in the group environment, you learn so much from it. There's so much energy, and that you learn so much from the people that you're going through it with. So that's not the only message I want to give you today. I just want to give you that reflection time. Think about how you're going to feel when you get to the other side, because it's going to feel even better. It's going to feel such a buzz, such an achievement, and you're going to feel super proud. And you should already feel proud for how far you've come. Let's not forget that, because I'm sure everybody watching has been on a journey, and you should look back and feel bloody proud for where you are today. So never forget that either. Right, so I'm going to stop warbling now. Hey Lisa. Wow, amazing that you've been asked to talk at another event. Thank you. Yes, there's been a few other things as well, but it's all, you know, this event, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one. But it's just fantastic that people have seen, and, you know, the power of social media, the power of LinkedIn, and they want me to talk to them. I'm gonna go. My little boy needs a cuddle, so I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you feel like you want to talk about joining the sisterhood, joining the academy, then please shoot me a message tonight, or tomorrow. I'm going to be at home with Edward, but I can speak tomorrow, and you know, we can chat about you joining the academy. You deserve it. You deserve it. Whatever it is that you feel that you want in your future, you bloody deserve it. So go get it. All right? I'm going to sign off now. But lots of love to you all, and have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Okay.